Creating meaningful change within a system isn't just about making noise at the surface, it's about knowing where to intervene for the most impact. Not all parts of a system hold the same power to influence behaviour. Some tweaks barely make a difference, while others, sometimes surprisingly small ones, can transform how a system operates. These high-impact areas are known as leverage points. However, finding the most effective leverage points often goes against our instincts. We tend to focus on what's visible or familiar, like budgets or policies, but those areas usually offer the least leverage. More profound and lasting change typically comes from shifting deeper elements of the system, like its goals, structures, or the assumptions it's built upon. At the shallowest level, changing constants and parameters like tax rates, speed limits or subsidies might feel significant but rarely has lasting impact. These changes are easy to make but hard to build momentum from. Think of them as cosmetic touches, useful in the short term but unlikely to change the system's behaviour fundamentally. Slightly deeper are buffers, which are stocks that absorb fluctuations, such as reservoirs holding water or warehouses storing goods. Adjusting the size of these buffers can stabilize the system, but only to a point. Then there are the physical structures of stock and flow, how parts are connected, how materials or information move. Redesigning this layout can alter system behavior, though this tends to be difficult and costly. Similarly, delays, the time lags between action and response, can influence a system's rhythm, often causing unexpected oscillations. Reducing or synchronizing delays can help, but it still doesn't get to the core. A more potent area to focus on is feedback loops. These loops are what drive system behavior, either by correcting and stabilizing it, known as balancing loops, or by reinforcing and accelerating change, which we call reinforcing loops. Strengthening a balancing loop, like better regulation, or tempering a reinforcing loop, such as unchecked growth, can shift the system's trajectory quite dramatically. Going even further, information flows play a crucial role. Who knows what, when, and how reliably can transform how people behave within a system. Simply making key data visible or accessible, like publishing environmental data or sharing school performance metrics, can have a massive ripple effect, often without needing enforcement or punishment. Rules sit above information in terms of influence. They shape incentives, define what's allowed, and steer behavior. Changing the rules can reset how a system functions entirely, though systems can resist these changes and might bend the rules if they're badly designed. Powerful systems often have the capacity for self-organization. They can learn, adapt, and evolve. Encouraging this ability helps systems become more resilient and responsive, especially when facing new or complex challenges. Enabling structures that promote flexibility and creativity makes the system less dependent on outside fixes. Even more influential than structure is purpose. A system's goal determines nearly everything it does. If the goal is poorly chosen, say chasing short-term profit at the expense of long-term well-being, the system's behavior will follow suit. Redefining the goal, like shifting a business from profit maximization to community well-being, can unlock entirely different patterns of behavior. And deeper still lies the paradigm, the underlying beliefs, values, and assumptions that shape how we even define the system in the first place. Paradigms inform what we see as normal or possible. Challenging a paradigm is difficult because it means questioning the foundation everyone's standing on, but when successful, it can lead to transformative change. The highest leverage of all comes from transcending paradigms altogether. This means recognizing that no one paradigm holds absolute truth. It's the ability to step back, hold multiple perspectives and choose the most useful paradigm for the situation at hand. It's not about locking into a single worldview, but remaining open to adapting when conditions shift. Thinking in terms of leverage points encourages a shift away from superficial fixes toward deeper, more strategic interventions. It means investing attention and effort where it really counts, even if it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. Change is possible, but the most effective change often starts in the places we're least likely to look.